happening, guys? Welcome back to a fresh video on the channel. It's really cold out today, but luckily someone left the heat on in the shop and it's toasty in here, so got a lot to do. I went live on Instagram if anybody saw that. There is just stuff laying around all over the place, and as you can see back there, I'm working on a little project. Well, you saw this morning loading into my truck. Look what came in, baby. Got the fresh Miller. Alright, so this is going to be in my welding corner, and so I'm working on cleaning everything up, and I'm just going to get right into it. I've actually been in here quite a bit this morning. I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I'm going to start by cleaning up these tiles. This area of the shop has been neglected for a long time. I think there used to be like a wood burning stove here, because I would assume the chimney went right out there. So, oh, and then also you got the feet holes here, so I'm gonna really clean this corner up good, and yeah, I'm just gonna get to it. You know, it really is amazing, but if you just take an hour of your time and you just start cleaning things up, it's amazing what it'll do to a space. This looks really freaking good over here now. I'm pumped about this. I just slid the axle back under the Jeep. Toolbox a little bit more organized up there. When I come in, I just kind of throw my stuff up there. We got this corner. This is gonna be sick. I think I might just find like a sheet of steel to put on top of here to use that as a welding bench. But I really like this idea. I can put a vise on the end here and whatever I need to do, and it has like the rest of the shop for like just space. This has the concrete floor, so this is where I need to weld. I got my little tool cart, that's cool, I got that for Christmas. And obviously we got the beadboard behind here, so I want to like keep all my stuff nice and organized. And my pliers, actually, if anybody's curious, pair of welding pliers. This is just like a regular bolt, it's like a 7/16 bolt, and it actually sits beautifully on that, like no problem, beautifully against that, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is turning out really nicely. This is something else I got for Christmas, just an air reel. Nice and retractable, and it locks. Let that go back up. I do have an extension cord, one of those to match, but the outlet is like all the way down here, and the like the cord they give you doesn't reach up there. So I want to try and figure something out for that, because it'd be really cool to have both of those right next to each other. And we are freaking set for some projects on this thing. Like, I have just about everything I need. Obviously, I need more welding supplies, but like, there's not much I couldn't pull off in this shop right now. So I'm really pumped about that. Super, 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 super excited about this. Like, I'm kind of in limbo right now until I can swap the axles on the Jeeps. So I guess we'll have to kind of talk about that a little bit too. Here's where we're at. I just pulled the front axle out. It's sitting in the back, and she's looking really good. And now that I can really get in here and see a lot of this stuff that's hidden most of the time, I'm really happy with what I'm seeing. Control arm areas look really good on the frame. Still happy with what I can see down in there. No problems up here. There's really no issues to worry about with the motor mounts. Everything is just in pretty good shape. AC lines look good. Wiring is a little sketchy. Like, I don't know what all this is. Someone like ran their own ground or something. I don't know. I don't know what they're splicing in, but whatever. I'm gonna preface something here. The axles out of this Jeep, the stock axles, are going to go into my other Jeep, and those axles from my Jeep are gonna go into this one. Problem with that. On my frame, on Alana's frame, for those of you that know, I have cut off the factory track bar bracket, and there's a double shear mount somewhere over here. So what that means is the stock track bar will not work when I go to put this underneath my other Jeep. So I have had to order a custom bracket, in which hopefully it'll be here soon enough that I can get this thing going. And then hopefully, I'm hoping that the track bar that I have on that Jeep is just going to work. I do have a piece of DOM and Heims for that track bar on that one, so hopefully that'll work. If it doesn't, this is going to be taking a little bit longer because this joint will certainly not work with a double shear mount. So hopefully it just works out right. So this episode, I'm waiting on that bracket to come in, and then I'm obviously gonna need someone to come weld that up. So while I'm waiting to get that all that set up, I'm going to clean up as much of this stuff as possible. I'm also going to be like half restoring this Jeep as well. I'm actually going to start with wheeling the axle outside. I'm gonna get this thing cleaned up. I'd like to paint it up, even though this is going in what is going to become either a rock crawler or a beater Jeep or something. I'd like to at least have it looking nice and protected from any rust. Alright, so rinsed off the axle, and I'm gonna need a pressure washer. Just the amount of crap that's built up in the C's and just on the diff cover, it's gonna need some help. So I think my plan for that is gonna be to bring my pressure washer down here tomorrow, or I could ask the guys over there. I'll just bring mine down, get that done while it's light out because I can't see a thing out there right now. And yeah, so I think what I might work on now is getting the rear of the Jeep up on stands. I'm a little bit worried about how to do that, and I'm also not sure if I should put the stands here or if I should put the stands there. Yeah, I'm not really sure yet. You know what I might do too actually is like pull the doors off, pull the spare off, the bumper off, just like little stuff like that because it's gonna have to get out of the way anyway. Alright, so I just wrapped up for the night, swept the floor, got the front axle sitting here. I got the rear end up on stands, so that's a good start. I got the spare tire off, I got the bumper caps off, sprayed a bunch of stuff with WD-40, so we're looking good for all that stuff next time I get down here. Just kind of, you know, sitting here with the lights off, with some music playing. I don't know, it just feels kind of good. I've been a little off up in my head. You know, my mind has just been racing, and some crazy times that we're living in right now, and I'm just so thankful that I have a place that I can come to, and I have a job and stuff like that. So it's, I don't know, it's just, it feels pretty cool. So gonna wrap it up for the night, gonna head home and eat some dinner and relax. All right, I'll probably pick up the camera probably in a couple days or this weekend, so I will see you then. What's happening, guys? We're in the shop tonight just after work for a little bit. I'm just like really tired this week, so I'm just gonna see what I can get done, and if anything I'd like to just make like a to-do list so I can physically see what needs to be done, and that way each day I can pick something and cross it off the list. So tonight I think what I want to do, what I'd like to get done is tear down, this is the stock axle out of there, so I'd like to tear this thing down, get the steering out of the way, stabilizer off obviously, and then look at what needs to be done to get my new track bar bracket on there. I'm not sure if it just kind of bolts through the original track bar mount or if even like the coil bucket needs to be cut off or something. So that's really it's going to be today's main goal. I'm kind of worried about some of these rusty castle nuts and things, but the rest of the things seem pretty good. Oh, I'd also like to find out what the gear ratio is in here, because I'm tossing around in my head building a like a Ford 8.8 or something, but I'd like to find something with a factory ratio so that way I don't have to deal with re-gearing it for now, because I do just want to slap this in the other Jeep and have that thing just like still moving around and not like a paperweight like this thing. So I'm gonna get going on that. I'm just gonna throw some music on and we'll see what I can get done. Okay, so that stuff came off without too much of an issue. It's funny, I don't know if all Dana 30s are like that, but look at the shape on there. Someone really had to bang that pretty good. But this is what I'm here to look at tonight. So in here, this is a Terraflex. Where the heck is it? There you go. TJ axle and front track bar bracket. This is from their high steer kit. And since my track bar on the other frame has been moved, I need to move the track bar on here. So this seemed like the best bracket to me. Depending on where this thing sits. So this thing is significantly more expensive than anything else on the market, but I think it's significantly better than anything else on the market. And again, so the reason I'm in here tonight doing this is because I wanted to see how much work it's going to take to put that on there. So clearly that sits like that. That doesn't even seem like, is that supposed to go to the knuckle, I guess? Like on the C, the tubing is bigger down there, because that does not match that. So I guess that goes all the way over to there. And it definitely looks like if that goes to there, then I'm gonna have to cut the sway bar tab, which is fine. Like I thought maybe this would bolt on there somehow. Let's go inside. No, I think all that has to come off. Back to the coil bucket. It didn't come with any instructions. I guess I should look up what it says on Terraflex's website for the high steer instruction kit, because I am a little bit confused. I do know this goes something like that. Okay, so Terraflex does have a install video on this, so that was kind of helpful. It was a very brief explanation. So you're going to cut here. Basically, the stabilizer bracket needs to be cut off. Every weld is going to be cut. There's a weld there. On the inside, the sway bar bracket, you cut that off. That inside weld in there, that gets cut off. And then underneath that weld for the sway bar bracket. And then it's just a matter of trimming back the coil bucket here as needed until that fits. So they use the plasma cutter. They use the plasma cutter in their video. I do not have one of those. I'm gonna ask around if I can find one, because that'll make this a lot easier. Otherwise, all right, so here's what I got for tonight. Just using the little Sawzall that I have. I'm gonna have to trim some more of that off, and then the whole track bar bracket will actually have to come off too, I believe. The whole sway bar has to come off, but I think that's a really good start. I think if I bring my actual Sawzall down, I don't have a plasma cutter, but if I bring my actual Sawzall down and just kind of cut straight across there, I think that'll be in good shape. I cannot wait to really get into the nuts and bolts of this thing. Get the axle under here. That's when I'm really going to be excited. So this weekend, I guess what I'm going to do is take the belly skid off and inspect that part of the frame, because that is where the rot will hide. I did shove a screwdriver in there and it seems to be good, but I won't really know the condition until I get it off. And then also I won't know if those nutserts are gonna spin until I get it off. So that's gonna be it for now, and I'll talk to you guys this weekend.